This is the third time that the Delhi Chief Minister is skipping a summons by the Enforcement Directorate. He is being asked to join the investigation because the ED wants to ask some questions to him. His name has cropped up. Multiple accused persons in the Liquorgate scam have said that he was in the know. All that the ED is asking of the Delhi Chief Minister is to show up for questioning. For a party that claims to be Aam Admi Party, you think if the summons was issued to an Aam Admi and not the Delhi Chief Minister, he or she would have been able to skip the summons, not once or twice, but on 3 occasions?
Good evening. The first thing first, I would like to say that the Aam Admi Party, all its leaders, all its volunteers, all its karyakartas, ministers, etc., we are not scared of these false allegations. We are not scared of jail or the police or questioning and so on. That is the first thing, and we will continue to fight for the rights of the people, and we will continue to serve the people of Delhi. The important thing, Zaka, and what I was listening to what you were saying, and a lot of it seems natural and rational if the circumstances were normal. But very unfortunately, the way BJP has turned the sort of scope of legality in this country is very tricky at the moment. There is, of course, a reason why the PMLA Act, for example, came into being. But how is it being used? It was actually meant to stop the funding to terrorists. But you are fighting, you are accusing, you are going after chief ministers of your own country, and only to actually kill all opposition, and obviously the people are able to say it. So the reason why the Aam Admi Party will take certain stands, I will come to your question.
No, the question I asked you is a very simple one.
How
can the Delhi Chief Minister, who claims to represent the Aam Admi, skip a summons by the Enforcement Directorate not once or twice but 3 times? Isn't that as good as privilege?
Not at all, actually. In fact, in this case in particular, I think that if it was not Arvind Kejriwal, perhaps this matter would not even have reached here. About your question on this, regarding the summons, I think it is within his legal right to ask for a response from the ED to get details, and which is why, the ED has not arrested him till date. There must be some reason why they are holding on, and that is because the summon is not sufficient. The summon has to be more explicit, and we do have lawyers on this panel, and unfortunately they perhaps are not going to tell you exactly how the law operates in this case, but I think it is very certainly it is within his legal rights to question and challenge the summons. I don't think that is a problem.
I am not a lawyer. Bansuri Swaraj is, so I'll ask her that. But my understanding as a layman is that when an investigating agency issues a summons to you and asks you to join a probe, I don't think the person who is asked for, unless there are very extraneous circumstances, health reasons or other pressing engagements, you cannot skip summons once, twice, thrice. In this case, it seems like the Delhi Chief Minister is taking cover behind political vendetta, the charge of political vendetta against the investigating agencies, to skip summons. But Bansuri Swaraj, the charge by the Aam Admi Party is that all of this is political vendetta. You're bringing this case up 3 months before the Lok Sabha election. You want to stop Arvind Kejriwal from campaigning. That's why you're using these agencies for political vendetta.
Certainly not. And I know that Abhinandita ji will not believe a word that I am saying. Therefore, I am going to quote the words of the Honorable High Court of Delhi, where the lawyers of the Aam Admi Party argued at length about the politicization of alleged politicization of investigative agencies. And this is an order passed by the Honorable High Court of Delhi on 20th of October 2023. I'm just going to present one sentence, Zaka, from paragraph number 85, right? And it says, this court will not insinuate or impute any political motives to the investigating agency in absence of any material on record, and does not consider it a prima facie case of no evidence at all. So these are the words of the Honorable High Court of Delhi, not mine, which means that the only one politicizing this entire issue is the Aam Admi Party. What has happened is that Mr. Kejriwal, the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi, has become a very khaas admi in the garb of an admi. We all know that famous novel by George Orwell, 1984. And I remember how that novel ends. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. And that's exactly what's happening. Mr. Kejriwal, the Honorable CM, is now suffering from a VVIP syndrome. Since 2nd of November 2023, the ED asked him to join the investigation. The first summon he did not honor, saying that he is busy with election campaign during the Vidhan Sabha elections. The second summon came from ED. He said that he is busy. He is attending a 10-day Vipassana meditation workshop. And now in the last summon, the latest one that has come, the third summon, he has responded with not even making an excuse this time. He is so audacious. He has said, why doesn't the ED send him a questionnaire? Now, I want to ask you, is Mr. Kejriwal above the law? Because Section 50, subsection 3 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, the PMLA, makes it mandatory on someone who has been summoned by the ED to actually show up. They need to present themselves and join the investigation. Abhinandita ji has echoed what Mr. Kejriwal keeps on saying, that they are not afraid of the investigation. If they're not afraid of the investigation, then they ought to join the investigation, because this is right now only in the realm of the investigation, correct? But I want to ask you, has Mr. Kejriwal become such an inconsiderate leader that it does not bother him that 7 times the courts of this land have rejected the bail application of Mr. Manish Sisodia? On 13th of December 2023, even the review petition of Mr. Manish Sisodia was rejected by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Mr. Sanjay Singh's bail has recently been rejected. There has been prima facie evidence being established, and all courts, whether it's the trial court, the high court or the Supreme Court of India, they have found that prima facie evidence has been established. Then why is Mr. Kejriwal scuttling away from the investigation?
Okay, so let me ask Rashid Kidwai. It's not just the liquor gate scam that has been going on for the better part of the last couple of years now, since this new excise policy was scrapped by the Aam Aadmi Party government. Today, we have a report from the Delhi LG, who has made a recommendation for what many are calling a fake lab gate scam, in which several labs which are linked to the Delhi government, 7 mohalla clinics, which of course is a flagship sort of showcase achievement of the Delhi government, are under the scanner of the Vigilance Department for outsourcing to private diagnostic companies, for using as much as 20,000 fake and non-existent mobile numbers, for carrying out tests on ghost patients and on fake patients. Now, aren't these scams, allegedly one after another, denting the image of a party that claimed to be Kattar Imandar? In fact, its very reason to burst onto the national scene was because it was fighting against corruption. Today, that party, at least allegations-wise, Liquorgate scam, fake lab test scam, fake medicine scam, seems to be just like any other political party in this country.